Today on Fresno State Focus, major changes are underway for the Bulldog football team, what Jeff Tedford has planned for the 2017 season.
Plus how Google Translate has helped one child overcome a language barrier.
And hear how one former marching band member is using his talents to give back. Fresno State Focus starts now. Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Julie Cruz.
And I'm Tiara Richardson. Jeff Tedford announced Monday that the entire current football staff would not be asked back for 2017 season. This comes after the Bulldogs finished up with a 1-11 record this past weekend. Tedford was introduced as the football team's new head coach at a press conference a few weeks ago.
I mean, we're working hard at it, and we'll get the staff going, and we'll hit the ground running when they get here.
Tedford went on to say that there is much rebuilding to be done and hopes that the building of a strong foundation for the seasons to come.
Classes are back in session at Ohio State University after an attack on campus 2 days ago. A student at the university drove his car into a group of people before getting out and charging at students with a butcher's knife. Thanks to a quick response by university police, the attack was over in just a couple of minutes. 11 people were injured before an officer was forced to shoot and kill the student. ISIS has come forward taking credit for the attack.
In recent weeks, 6 females have been inappropriately touched by unknown male near campus. The locations of these incidents have been on northwest of the Barstow and Cedar intersection. Here's what one student had to say.
After these incidents, I have been feeling very unsafe. I feel like I can't even go outside without walking with a group of friends.
The Fresno State and Fresno Police Department urges all citizens to be aware of their surroundings. Do not walk alone and stay in well-lit areas. Make sure to report any suspicious activity to police and use the emergency blue light phone on campus to contact the University Police Department.
Before Thanksgiving break, a Fresno State's professor car was stolen outside of the Smith Camp Alumni House. The carjacking took place around 7 p.m. on November 17th. The professor told police 2 people with handguns demanded the car and drove out of the parking lot towards Shaw Avenue. Some students say they worry about parking on campus once it gets dark.
At night, I might say that it's not a good idea parking at night here, because we hear a lot of robbery on campus.
Just like Randy Ping, other students have voiced their concerns and say they'll be switching up their parking arrangements. When a robbery, sexual assault, or any other violent crime takes place on or around Fresno State, students get an alert through their Fresno State email with tips on how to stay safe. Here with us today is Fresno State's Operation Division Commander, Lieutenant James Watson. Thank you for joining us today. So can you tell me, what is the process for you guys to send out these student safety alert emails?
There's 2 types of alerts. There's a safety alert and there's a crime alert. Safety alert is when there's something that occurs off campus, like that Fresno Police is investigating. A crime alert would be if there's a crime that actually occurs on the Fresno State footprint.
Mm-hmm. So how important is it for students to actually read? Because I know at the bottom of your guys' email you have safety tips. How important is it for students to read those safety tips?
It's very important for students to read the safety tips. Part of the issue is with the Bulldog Alert, it's an opt-in system, which means the student, faculty, or staff has to go in, actually their My Fresno State, and check the box and put in their cell phone number, and that will allow them to get the alert on a phone. Otherwise, they'll just get the normal email that's in the system for them.
So what other types of services does the Fresno State Police Department offer to students and staff?
We provide safety escorts at night. So if it's dark and there's an issue of safety, you can always call the police department at 278-8400 and ask for a safety escort. And either a student escort or an officer will arrive to escort the student to their vehicle. Another thing we talk about is know your surroundings. I know we've talked about this, and the issue is to not park in a dark area. Don't park in the corner of the parking lot because you don't want your car scratched. You want to park close. If you're parking during the daytime for a night class, make sure you look and see that you're parking near a light standard. All the parking lots, they all have cameras and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So that's the key, is really, be cognizant of where you park. If you're going to park someplace and you see something strange, doesn't look right, then don't park there. Call the police, notify us so we can go check it out.
Okay, perfect. We've been speaking with Lieutenant James Watson, Fresno State's Operation Division Commander. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
And now here's a look at entertainment news with Brianna White.
Thanks, Julie. You won't believe this.
And we're doing a That's So Raven too.
Oh, snap. You heard it right. Almost after a decade, That's So Raven is coming back to television.
It's Raven Baxter. I'm still me. I'm still Raven, but I am a mother this time, and I'm actually going to be a single mother raising 2 kids, and one of them is going to learn that she has visions.
Raven's back.
That's me.
Our childhood dreams are coming true. Millennials are very excited to see the return of fabulous Raven Baxter. She announced her big news earlier on The View, which she currently co-hosts. She will be leaving her spot on The View at the end of this year in order to reprise her role on Disney Channel. This show is set to air sometime in the future. I'm sure Raven knows when that will be. He's evil, he's twisted, and he keeps getting away. Hopefully this time, he'll get caught. That's right, Lemony Snicket lovers, the villain you love to hate, Count Olaf, is back.
You haven't the faintest idea.
There seems to be a lot of nostalgia going on between That's So Raven coming back and now a series of unfortunate events. This series follows 3 orphaned siblings, Klaus, Sunny, and Violet, and their many run-ins with unsuited caregivers, and of course, their many unfortunate events. Daniel Handler, aka Lemony Snicket, will be writing for the show, and it will begin airing on Netflix in January. Look out, Fresno State. There's a fashion designer on the rise, and his designs could be making their way to a runway near you. I had the chance to sit down with fashion designer Juan Echeverria, and we talked about his passion for fashion.
You wanna know the real deal about the 3?
Lights, camera, fashion. Fashion is everywhere, and to everyone it means something different. To Juan Echeverria, a senior at Fresno State, fashion is a passion of his that allows him to express himself. Echeverria's love for fashion began with sneakers, but that was just the beginning. His love for shoes, paired with his adoration of clothing, kick-started the development of his very own business, We Digital.
It started with shoes, but as you know, you cannot just look cool with shoes. So I started going into matching clothes with shoes, what shoes went with what jeans. So then I started going into more in detail, like what t-shirts, what hoodies, can I layer them? So that's what brought a little bit more into the whole fashion industry.
As owner of We Digital, Echeverria creates styles through his brand, which he says gives people an opportunity to live out every aspect of the digital world.
It's an opportunity where people can live through social media and live through the digital world by buying a garment, wearing a garment, or just being fashionable in any way, form, shape.
The 8-month-old company has already inspired many, including We Digital customer Jimmy Pie-Simone.
Is that after seeing the fall lineup of their products, it inspired me to dress better, to be mindful of the way that I dress.
We Digital model Thalia Arredondo says that the meaning behind the brand is what sets it apart from others.
Normally brands are just like a name, but this one actually has a meaning.
Echeverria's passion for fashion and interest in the digital world has inspired many on the Fresno State campus, the Fresno community, and hopefully, he says, across the world.
If you're looking for a chance to become a part of the We Digital movement, You can check out their website at www.wedigital.com. And that's your latest and greatest entertainment news. Back to you, Julie and Tiara.
Thanks, Bree. Fresno State has over 900 international students. These students get to see a whole new world while they get their college degree.
Jenna Cliff introduces us to an international student who loves to learn about new cultures.
Mean Girls. The only thing Ramona Stephen knew about America was from what she had seen in movies. She thought high school for Americans was similar to Mean Girls.
Oh, high school is like that. I never want to go to American high school.
Now that she has lived here for 2.5 years, she knows that is not the case. Stephen is an international student from Sri Lanka. This tropical country is located south of India in South Asia. It is surrounded by beaches. Stephen only has one word to describe the island.
Beautiful.
Stephen left Sri Lanka so she could get an education from Fresno State. She loves to try new things, and that is something her friend Tamay Clark loves about her.
From when I met her, I've just loved everything about her. Like, she's got a great personality. Whenever I see her, like, she's always happy, she's positive, and then she likes to, like, be adventurous. She likes to try new things. So I just absolutely adore her.
The 24-year-old is an animal science major and will be receiving her degree this December.
It's exciting to be an international student because we get to travel and see something totally different, very contrasting to our culture. When I came here, everything was new.
To make new friends and meet new people, Stephen became a part of International Coffee Hour at Fresno State. Every Tuesday from 2 to 3 in the library, students can hear a different speaker talk about their country and culture. Coffee Hour coordinator Skylar Nguyen believes it is important for people to learn about other cultures.
If people from different countries can understand and know what's important to a certain culture, I feel like we would connect much easier with each other.
Now Stephen knows that America is not like Mean Girls.
Oh, it's okay. Coolness. So we'll see you tomorrow. On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Coming to Fresno State has been an adventure for Stephen, and she now knows that she can wear pink any day of the week. Jenna Cliff, Fresno State Focus.
Coming up on Fresno State Focus, life after basketball with the former walk-on basketball player is doing now.
Plus, Fresno shoppers battle big long lines at stores to find discounts.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
This is our Fresno State, forming relationships and learning experiences that last a lifetime, making friends who are like family, learning from professors who treat us like family, and earning a degree to make a better future for our family. Nice. Engaging our alumni generation by generation by generation. This is our Fresno State. Welcome to the family.
The Bulldog Marching Band has a big presence on game day, and after a media team was created last year, the band is being promoted like never before.
Our reporter Alex White headed to the Bulldog Stadium to learn about a band alumni who uses his talents to give the band the attention he feels they deserve.
On game day, the sights and sounds of the Bulldog Marching Band can be found in and around Bulldog Stadium. And in the middle of all the action is Michael Wooten, a founding member of the band's media team. As digital media coordinator, Wooten has been able to combine his passions and highlight the band in a way he says not just anyone can do.
It's an opportunity to bridge together two things that I love so much, and that is videography and music. I really think that marching arts videography is something that really takes someone who knows both of those things so well to do correctly.
Just 2 years ago, Wooten was a member of the Bulldog Marching Band's drum line. Current members say the fact that he was in their shoes not long ago allows him to highlight the band in a unique way.
It's really neat to show the high level of creativity we have in our music and our performing. And Michael's so good at capturing that. He's so dedicated to where the Bulldog Marching Band comes from as far as being a high level of performing ensemble.
Jonathan Bravo plays the trombone in the band and works closely with Wooten as the social media director. He says that Wooten's work has already made a significant impact on social media.
In just the past 9 months, we have seen about a 36% increase in likes and follows across the board for all of our social media platforms.
Having the opportunity to still have a role with the very band that shaped his entire experience at Fresno State makes Wooten grateful for his job.
This is just the most incredible thing I've ever done in my life.
And all of the footage from this year's band's performances will be put together and can be found right here next year on the big screen during the band's pregame performance. Alex White, Fresno State Focus.
Today we have Joshua Slack from the organization on campus named Onyx. Nice having you today, Joshua.
Nice being here today, Tiara.
So tell me a little bit about Onyx. What is it exactly about?
Well, Onyx is a black male collective that was founded on the principle of uplifting as well as encouraging and making the quality of life better for black male students on this campus, since the numbers of graduation were pretty low and the retention numbers were pretty low as well.
Wow. So what made you exactly join the organization?
Well, my freshman year back in fall of 2013, I was taking a class with Dr. Tia San Johnson, and he had explained to me what the Onyx Black Male Collective was about. And so I decided to go ahead and just attend one meeting, but I ended up falling in love with it, and now I've been pretty involved with it.
You said you attended these meetings. What exactly did you guys do at the meetings to make you fall in love with it?
Well, the meetings provided a safe space for us to really be able to open up as well as express ourselves as black men, since we don't have that opportunity a lot of times within other cultures, whether it's with women or just anybody else. And so it really was very inclusive and very, very intimate, and I appreciated it a lot.
So do you guys do anything as far as on campus or in the community?
Yes, we do. Pretty much we do many events. We do many community service. We like to go out to the high schools and really uplift the kids that are in the high schools, as well as we do events on campus, like just having discussions and letting everybody know what we're about.
And when you go to these events, what is something that basically has stood out to you as far as the event?
Really just the unity, as far as everybody that's part of Onyx is very on the same page, and just have this connection of a brotherhood. And so the people I've met through the program, we are pretty much best friends. So it's awesome.
That is amazing to hear. Thank you for being here today with me, Joshua.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome. We've been talking with Joshua Slack.
Hundreds of families come to the United States for the sole purpose of giving their children a better life. I had the chance to sit with an 11-year-old who told me about the struggles his family faced in Mexico and the obstacles he's had to overcome here in the United States.
Life hasn't been easy for Eduardo, who was born in Mexico.
Sometimes, not always, but sometimes we didn't always eat. My grandma would help us.
His parents brought him and his brother to the United States a year ago for a better life. His dad, Marco, says they try to not let their kids forget the reason why they came to the U.S.
We expect them to grow, my sons, but not just them, us as well.
Eduardo started 5th grade here in the U.S. and is now at Red Bank Elementary. But coming from Mexico and speaking only Spanish, it was difficult for him to understand his teacher and other children. When he first started school, he had help from a teacher's assistant that spoke both languages. Once he learned a little bit more English, the TA no longer helped him. Instead, it was Google Translate.
When we do classwork, I can't understand it. I'll use it, but I can't use it on tests.
Thanks to technology, Eduardo can keep up with his classmates. Now in 6th grade, he's doing just fine.
It's been hard for them, it really has, but I'm so proud. But I know they can both still give more.
And for the many more kids that will one day struggle with learning English like he has this to say.
The kids speak English is something that every kid is passing to. Your mom and your father is take something for you, for your life when you Estoy bien nervioso. Restart. Cámara y acción. Like, you don't speak English, it's hard for you. It's like every kid that not only you pass it to this time, more kids is passing same for this time. And only no stop. ¿Cómo se dice luchar?
Fighting.
Fighting.
And despite all the hardships, you can still see the smile.
That's it.
And laugh of a kid.
The app has already helped him become more confident using his second language, and his mom says she hopes he stops using it by middle school.
Thousands of people gathered Thursday after Thanksgiving holidays brave Black Friday's crowd. Even though Black Friday started on Thanksgiving, Thursday, the deals for the holidays are still rolling on.
One Fresno State student has played basketball for more than half of his life. Now he's focusing all of his time as a full-time college student. Jared played basketball for Fresno State for one season. He wanted this his whole life and worked hard to be able to play college ball. But after that one season, he realized he may have a different goal and started pursuing graphic design.
I took notice in the fact that I can be creative on the computer too. And I've always been pretty good with technical stuff, so I was like, you know what, let me just give this a shot.
And that is exactly what Jared did. He does not play basketball for Fresno State anymore and focuses his time to graphic design.
Coming up in sports, how one student athlete's determination helped him overcome a season-ending injury.
Plus, a hard goodbye. Bulldogs end their season with a tough final game. Stay tuned for sports with Alexis Govea.
I got the Bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head.
Up in my head.
I got that Bulldog spirit up in my head. Up in my head to stay. I got that Bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Got that Bulldog spirit deep in my heart. Deep in my heart to stay. I got that Bulldog spirit down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes, I got that Bulldog spirit. Down in my toes, hey! Down in my toes to stay. I got that Bulldog spirit. Up in my head, deep in my heart. Down in my toes, I got that Bulldog spirit. All over me to stay. I got that Bulldog spirit.
Deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart. I got that Bulldog spirit.
Welcome back. I'm Alexis Govea with your sports report. Fresno State tennis co-captain Youssef Hassan started playing tennis at the age of 6. Hassan says that his journey from London to Fresno, California has been a good fit. The junior went on to say he's looking forward to the start of team season.
Good, strong schedule. We're going to have a strong team. I really believe we're going to compete for the Mountain West Championship this year and hopefully go into NCAAs.
The tennis team is focusing on individual work leading up to competition starting in January. The Fresno State volleyball team ended its season 15-14 overall. Joining us today is senior starter Alicia Coates. Thank you so much for being with us today, Alicia.
Hi.
So you were named All Mountain West honorable mention. Yes. How does it feel to have that recognition, especially having such a significant role on the team?
I'm just truly blessed to be able to play for the school period and then be honored by the entire conference. That was really good.
So last Tuesday, you guys were at San Jose State. You guys ended up with a win. How does it feel to finally be done?
It feels really good to not have to do testing and stuff like that, but I'm going to miss it a lot. I really enjoyed everything here, so yeah, I'm going to be sad.
What is your most memorable experience being a Bulldog?
I think my biggest memory here is just fall camp because we'd always take naps in the locker room, and I'm going to miss that a lot.
So do you have any plans for the future?
I will potentially be playing overseas in Europe or in the UK. If not, I'm just going to start my teaching career.
Awesome. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. We've been talking with senior volleyball player Alicia Coates. The Fresno State Bulldogs played its last game of the 2016 season at home on Saturday. Before the game, 14 seniors were honored on the field and joined by loved ones. The team faced Mountain West rival San Jose State, and the Dogs led the Spartans 14-7 at the half, but allowed San Jose State to capture momentum and finish the game, defeating Fresno State with the final score of 16-14. Star wide receiver and senior captain Aaron Peck was forced to deal with a major injury leading into his senior season. I spent some time with Aaron to find out why he wasn't going to let that stop him from getting back on the field.
Aaron Peck will never forget the 2015 football season, and for him, it ended before it began.
I was lined up to the boundary, and the play was designed for me to run a fade route in the end zone, which I did. Quarterback threw it up. I want to say Chasen threw me the ball, and I jumped up, caught the ball, and I came down, and I thought I was fine. Like, I came down, caught the touchdown. I'm pretty sure I celebrated, like, on the ground, like, put my arms up or something. And I got up. My foot kind of felt like it was burning, you know, like a weird burning sensation.
Aaron tore a ligament in his left foot. He wouldn't play that season.
I was upset. It was supposed to be my senior year, you know, I was feeling good. I was playing well in camp, you know. I feel like coaches had high expectations of me to come out and perform. I also had these expectations for myself, so I'm like, okay, well, it's kind of all down the drain now. I got to kind of start over. I got to be here for another year when I was supposed to be done last year.
But Aaron wasn't about to let that stop him from coming back even stronger the next year. Teammate and close friend Dalen Jones watched how hard Aaron worked to get ready for this season.
He accepted it at the end of the day, like, all right, this happened, you know, got to push forward, reach for the future. But at the time, it didn't just break him down, it broke everybody down. Something to go through like that. And in his rehab at the same time, he was in there grinding every time he had to go in there. He was in there all the time, on time, all that.
Aaron's mom, Diane, says even though he was hurt, he pushed past the pain to get back on the field.
And I noticed in him that he fought harder to get back to where he is and continuing to fight to reach his goals, whatever they may be.
Adversity builds character, and that's exactly what that was. It was a building moment, if that makes sense. You know, it was a defining moment in my life for sure when I got hurt.
Aaron says it's bittersweet being done with football at Fresno State, but he's excited for Pro Day, where he hopes to make his dream of playing in the NFL a reality.
Next week on Fresno State Focus, Fresno is about to get a little bit brighter. How can you cruise into the Christmas spirit at Christmas Tree Lane?
It's not all about the parties, how one student is using her new role in Greek life to give back to the community.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.